Okay. Yeah, start with a nice cough.
Are we live?
You're live. It's all good.
Why does Alex go live and not start off saying hi right away, guys?
Hi right away. Hi right away, guys.
Hi right away for everyone who's here waiting for 10 o'clock.
Let's see if we can just go ahead and shut this down because this is doing things. Good morning, everyone. Sorry we're late. I'd blame Meg, but honestly, I think it's not her fault.
Or good afternoon or good evening, wherever you are.
All those things.
That's what the good time zone is
What's with my internet?
good day to you, no matter what time it is.
My internet has been so weird ever since I did this. We'll see in a second.
It's getting worse.
No. Okay. Let's go and clear this. I feel like I have to turn my internet on and off every single time for this to work. So let's do that.
That doesn't sound like good internet. Is it an iPad problem?
Is
that an iPad?
No, this is not an iPad. This is a Samsung tablet. It looks
Maybe it is an iPad problem.
I mean, so far nobody's there.
Maybe because you're late.
Maybe because I'm late, honestly.
Oops.
Back online. Okay, we're back online now.
We're doing it live.
We're doing it live. There we go. Here we go. Yeah, we got people in the chat.
Okay.
Okay. Good morning. Good afternoon from the Netherlands. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we got people.
Hello.
Yeah, this is what countdown timers are for, apparently. Are we off-center? I think we're off-center. No, you need to shift over.
Do you want me to push
Shift over. No.
Toward which one?
Yeah, you're shifting
in the
me.
middle.
You're right. I'm usually in the middle.
Let's put me in the middle.
Now we're more off-center. Good morning, everyone. How's it going? We're a little late. This was not a planned live stream. I did my live stream this past week on Monday because I was like, well, Meg's here, so we're gonna do other things instead. We're not gonna do live. And Meg's like, when are we going live? And I was like, in 15 minutes. We're going live in 15 minutes, apparently. Yeah.
We're doing it live.
Karate videos and more. Meg, like your hair.
Thank you.
I'll let you read. You can read. You know how to read, right?
Only sometimes.
Yeah. There's this thing in general where when it's my stream, I try to be on top of things, and then sometimes that means the other people are like, hi, I exist too, by the way.
So would it be RTFT to read the tablet?
RTFT?
Yeah.
Read the freaking tablet. There we go. Read the freaking tablet. If you're not familiar, RTFM is the YouTube channel, which stands for Read the Freaking Manual. I'm blanking his name. Oh my gosh. No, I know his name. RTFM.
Come back.
Shay Parker. I think it's
There you go.
No, Trey Parker. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking his name. Remember, hello, Alex and Professor Meg. You should invite Peter to drop by. Peter, like as in Peter Vaughn? Is that what he means?
Maybe.
Because Peter is down the block right now. Is that what you mean? I don't know.
I do think.
I'm ready for more Meg-splaining.
Hey, Meg.
That's from last night. If you're not watching Camp Co-op over on Twitch, you're missing out on some degree of chaos and everything else. Honestly, by the way, it's Devin is the one who we tried inviting, and Devin's like, you know what? I would come, but I'm lame today instead, and so I'm not. And so Shay, it is Shay Parker, right? Am I right?
From the professor to professor greetings. Are you a professor, Joseph?
Yeah, it must be. So it is Shay Parker. I was right. But then I got in my head and I was like, Shay Parker sounds like Trey Parker.
You're doing great.
You know what Trey Parker is?
Yes.
Do you?
I think so.
Who's Trey Parker?
I don't know. Tell me.
The
I feel like
creator
I know
of
the
South
name. Yeah. Okay. I was I know I've heard the name.
I was like, Shay Parker to Trey Parker, and I got in my head and I was like, that sounds too similar. I must be messing this up. And
you were saying both of those, and I was going to say Travis Barker, which has nothing to do with any of that.
Travis Barker is also who I thought of. Totally.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Anyways, this is as usual for any of our QAs. As usual, whatever it is you want, whatever topic conversation, whether you want to talk about Gen Con, whether you want to talk about...
Hit us with it.
What else can we talk about?
Our favorite colors.
We could talk about Stardew Valley, which we just played last night and totally won. Even though people who watch Camp Co-op are like, nope, not happening.
We did win. We did end up winning.
Yeah, we did, sort of. Mostly. We finished playing more.
We think we won.
We played it more this morning to kind of wrap it up.
Alex was playing pretty loose with the rules, though. A little bit.
I always play loose with the rules, to be honest.
I was doing work this morning, and he was finishing the game, and I was, overseeing and judging.
Yeah, she was working while being like, you're doing it wrong. You're doing that wrong. And I was like, I don't care. We're winning, so I'm not doing it wrong. I'm winning.
Successful. I was ready, actually.
Successful. We have to talk, by the way, because... So last night, Successful, I was going to message you directly, but honestly, if you're here, I'll tell you. So
we're doing it live.
You and I banter back and forth so much that I'm worried at this point that other people see it and don't understand what's going on, which I think happened last night because someone was accusing you of cyberbullying me, and I don't know if they were joking or not. They might have been, but I was like, even if they're not joking, even if they were joking, I was like, someone could be watching this and just not understand the context. So you may have to lay off a bit, which honestly is probably better because your jokes weren't that funny. It's probably not the way. That's probably not a good encouragement to get stop.
I know, that was rude. You're just being me back now.
Yes, but I gave context to everyone who's watching so they all inherently understand that this is a relationship that we have. Versus he has to give... If you want to proceed all your jokes with, this is because we have a toxic relationship, and then follow it up, that works too. Joseph, message retracted. I also retracted a message the other day. Carlos, favorite dessert? Ooh.
There you go.
I don't know what your favorite dessert is at all. In the
Are
slightest.
we guessing each other's?
Well, that's much more fun. I mean, I know you like savory, so cheese Danish could be on the table. But also, that was not a cheese Danish look. That was not.
I'll give you a little bit of a hint,
Go
kind
ahead.
of, is the gluten-free thing. Is that I don't really, like, I'm not even sure the last time I had a cheese Danish to
Ice
tell you
cream?
what that's like.
Ice cream then? I have no clue. What's your favorite dessert?
That's really, I don't really do sweet stuff. If I had a favorite dessert, I don't know. I really like chocolate and candy.
There we go, chocolate and candy. For me, I don't have a clear answer because there's so many and they're so varied. I will say, on the way down to Gen Con, I had a Danish from a local store that was possibly one of the best Danishes I've had in a while. It was a chocolate Danish, but the texture of the crust and the way the chocolate was just melted enough, it was melt in your mouth good. It was one of the best desserts I've had in a long time. One of the best desserts. That said, Rena makes some fantastic desserts that are absolutely insane on a regular basis.
Cheese is gluten-free, though. Yeah, the Danishes aren't. That's the problem.
Yeah.
What does the phrase floating rocks mean to you?
So someone asked me this question in the past, and
I don't think I've heard that before. Oh my gosh, you guys are talking too fast now. You're talking too fast!
It's chill. Just slow down. What? So, Meg, Joseph Pickus, I'm the professor of BGG, BGA, and a host of other sites. I'm also a board game developer and serve as the owner of the Professor's Lab. That is definitely one professor's
Oh no, am I in trouble?
He might be more of a professor than you.
Oh
Give me
no!
1 second.
We were at Gen Con and we got to go to like a special event one of the nights for Foreteller.
Yeah.
And at the event on the stage they had Becca Scott and she got into two boxes and they taped it up and they did like a whole bunch of stuff with it. But as she was climbing into the box, I was like, does she know that's my brand?
I mean, she was climbing into a box that was much bigger than her. That's not your brand.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
it's not your brand at all.
Yeah, and we needed a mini box for me next to it.
Successful. This is how Alex bullies me. He says it's in good fun. Successful. It's all in good fun.
Yeah.
All this. Genuinely like nothing you've ever said has ever bothered me. It's just made me to realize that like maybe someone else is watching has no context and.
What it really is successful is that I really like you and I don't want people to not like you.
Oh, actually, you're right. Good point. Keep doing it. I'm not helping this. I'm not. Steve, I'm looking for a good pirate themed game and a good Western cowboy themed game. What are your recommendations? How about you pick one? I pick the other.
You do a Western then, and I'll think on the pirate.
Okay, a Western themed game. I feel like I have one recently that I played, but I don't know what it is.
Do you want me to go then? 'Cause
Go
I already
ahead,
know.
go ahead.
I really enjoy Sea of Legends. It's been a while since I've played, but I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. There's like a system where you can have someone that is favored and an enemy, and the art in it is really fun. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, a Western themed game, it's tricky here because I can give one that feels a little bit like a cheat answer, but there's Great Western Trail, obviously, which is a fantastic Euro, but not one that's actually in my collection. I really like it, but I don't necessarily love it. It happens to be here at the moment because I grabbed a copy because I'm reviewing all the WSBG games, so I'm going through them slowly. But there's Western Legends, which is obviously a fantastic choice, but for me, again, not one that stuck around. There's Bantam West, which is a great game, but has been iterated enough that I want to play
I liked Bantam.
the final version. You played Bantam? Oh, I didn't realize. Oh, nice.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one.
What? I mean, we could cheat and choose.
I have a cheat for Western.
What's the cheat?
At Origins, I got to play a game of Cthulhu. I was gonna say Cthulhu Death May Die, of Call of Cthulhu, and we did a Western themed Call of Cthulhu, and that was really fun. So RPGs, you can make Western however you want.
Yeah. Young Kevin Young, when are you starting Cloudspire plays on Twitch? I don't have the answer for that.
We're figuring it out though.
The problem we have is that we both keep adding more games to our list of games we want to play faster than we're playing the game. So, in theory, at some point, we'll catch up on our Twitch streaming and figure out a way to play more stuff on Twitch, and we are working on that. We also talked recently that like you're visiting more, I'm visiting more, and so we might actually pick games that we play in person. That might start Thursday night. We'll see. We'll pick something. There's lots of options on the table, but practically speaking, just to give you like a list of stuff where we are right now. We want to play Cloudspire. We want to play Midara. We want to play Gloomhaven. We are playing Gloomhaven. We want to play Oathsworn. We want to play what else am I missing? Hopflomachus Victorum. Anything I'm missing so far? That's just like the starting baseline. We have so many more on top of that. But those are like the higher tiers.
I feel like there's one more campaign one that we're missing.
I don't know. There probably is. Yeah.
There surely is. We like those.
Yeah. Successful Geeks. Message retracted. Oh my gosh. What was so bad? Harves, good morning, Meg. Oh, and hey, Alex.
Hello.
It's like a running theme. It's a running theme I don't appreciate one bit. Between them, between Devin, between Rena, it's all become a running theme. Matt, I can't eat gluten as of 2 months ago. It's pretty rough.
Yeah. I've been doing it for like 11 years.
Yeah, so
I don't remember what normal food is like anymore.
my mother and my... Did the mouse work for you, by the way?
I didn't try it yet.
Okay.
So distracted.
My mother and my brother are both gluten intolerant and have been for a long time. So I've been living around people who are gluten free my whole life. Not my whole life, for a long, long time. And it's definitely rough. There are a lot of gluten free things that are incredibly good. A lot. The problem is also this desire to seek the things that you can have, and sometimes it's just not good replacements. Like at the end of the day, there's a lot of cake out there, there's a lot of great cake. There's a lot of gluten-free desserts that are amazing, but none of them replicate the feeling that like a good bread has to a degree. So there's lots of good substitutes. There's lots of amazing food.
I really miss chicken tenders. Like, there
Things
are
like that.
some gluten-free chicken tenders, and there's a restaurant near me that does it really well, but it's not
Rena.
like I can just grab it anywhere.
Yeah, Rena makes some amazing
Yeah,
gluten-free stuff.
but I wish, like, if I was really hungry somewhere, I could just be like, get an easy thing to eat, and it's not easy.
Yep. Cecil Geek, I don't pick on Alex's stream. I just greet Meg first, and Alex gets upset.
Yeah, it's true.
I like it when
Alex
people
is
greet
just
Meg
jealous.
first. I like when people greet Meg first. It's important. It's good.
It's important.
I'm a gentleman. Sydney, so we know that Alex went pro with board game influencing. Where does Professor Meg stand in the spectrum of part-time versus full-time influencing? Ooh. You can talk.
Ooh. So I'm still part-time influencing. Part-time under the influence. I think we're still kind of figuring out exactly what I want to be doing and what I'll be doing with content and stuff. But I quit my day job. My day job was medical billing, but now I have a full-time job with Addicts Games. So I still have a job and a boss, but I have a really cool, awesome boss now, and I'm a lot happier.
Yeah.
Much, much happier.
Addicts Games, for the record, plug. We're
Yes,
terrible at promoting.
yes.
We talked about this. Last night on stream, we got accused of being terrible at promoting ourselves, and I was like, you're not wrong. You're really not.
We have a game coming to Kickstarter called Rove. It's a campaign game. It's co-op style for 1 to 4 players. It is a dungeon crawler. I put that in quotes because it's a beautiful, luscious world with forests and all that kind of stuff. And at Gen Con, I was running a booth, so that was like the beginning of my shtick.
From the creators of the fan-made expansion Crimson Scales. So, yeah.
From Board Game 613.
Board Game 613. Fan I am. Creative games. Dixit, Illustrations, Pictionary, or Rapido. Star Wars Imperial Assault, Descent, or Gloomhaven. Dice or no dice? Okay, how about you take the first question, I'll do the second question, and we'll both answer the third question.
No, you do I've never played Dixit.
Okay, I'll answer the first question. I haven't played Rapido, but I have played Dixit, Illustrations, and Pictionary, and I think Dixit is easily my favorite from those 4 games. Next question to you.
Gloomhaven. Always. Always Gloom.
Have you played Imperial Assault or Descent?
No.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Context matters. I would choose Gloomhaven, but context
Imperial
matters.
Assault, I think I may have played a little bit.
And then dice or no dice?
At a con.
We'll
Just
go
in
past this.
general?
Let's wait on 3, 2, 1, okay? 3, 2, 1, dice or no dice. Ready?
Okay.
3, 2, 1, dice.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. There's benefits to no dice, but if I'm just choosing instinctively...
Honestly, the timing of that had me stressed. I was like, I'm gonna do this wrong. Guys, I roll really well, usually.
Yeah.
Usually.
Okay, Preston Wagner. We have... Hey, I wasn't expecting the live stream today, but happy to join. Preston, neither was I until half an hour ago. Dale, the casual gamer.
Crashing the channel.
Great seeing you briefly at Gen Con. Dale, when are you visiting? Come visit me again. I want to see you. But it was also great seeing you. Yes, great seeing you again. It's been roughly a year since your last visit, because Google Photos is very nice to me, and they were like, hey, by the way, it's been a year since Dale visited, and I was like, I miss Dale.
Gotta work on that.
Yeah. To be clear, there's no fault there. I haven't visited you yet. I hate people who do stuff like that. They're like, why don't you call? And I'm like, I haven't heard from you in 7 years. What are you talking about? You don't know what the phone is either? Yeah.
It only takes 10 seconds to send a text.
Yeah. You're like, then send one, so I can block you already. Will Tarver, Costco has some pretty good gluten-free chicken nuggets.
Nice.
Don't know about that. Successful. Me being nice to Alex is like Spider-Man calling Doctor Strange Steven. But I like it when Spider-Man calls... One of my favorite moments from the entire MCU is from the
new one?
No, the Infinity Wars, whatever, is the first one, where Spider-Man meets Doctor Strange, and Spider-Man's like, hi, I'm Peter Parker, and the guy's like, oh, I'm Doctor Strange. He's like, oh, okay, we're using our made-up names then. Okay, I'm Spider-Man. I thought it was so very much Tom Holland.
Yeah, that was cute.
Killer J9.
Will you guys be at PAX Unplugged? If so, can't wait to meet y'all. I certainly will.
I plan on being.
Yep.
Yeah. There's like a 1% chance I'm not. Like, meaning I just my wife knows it's in this general schedule, but it hasn't been officially cleared.
You might not come to PAX Unplugged, but you're definitely playing Twilight Imperium, right?
I was about to say. We currently have a game scheduled at Twilight Imperium the day before, which I've been scheduling and not telling them. By the way, there's like a 1% chance I'm not actually there for this game I'm scheduling and arranging, but we should be fine. Successful. I need to use my deck of dice from Die in the Dungeon because I'm so bad at rolling dice. I find...
Successful. Just call me. Call me, beep me. I'll roll for you.
I find that decks of dice take the magic out of dice, with one exception.
Gloomhaven.
What?
Well, I was thinking the modifier thing.
No,
that's what you're going to say.
That's not the same as a die. It's a little different.
Yeah.
Especially because you pad and build the deck as you go. The game that I find has a deck of dice that actually works for me, it's a sort of a deck of dice, is Oathsworn. They have a system where when you're attacking, you can either roll actual dice that have exact odds, or you can pull from the deck. But when you pull from the deck, then you get to see more like, oh, the deck's
You're
better or
pulling
worse.
from the deck.
Yeah. So you can either kind of, at any point, you can be like, do you want to roll dice or pull from the deck? And there's this pushy luck system, and as the deck gets better or worse, there's times where you want to time how you do it. It actually seems like such a stupid, like, when I first heard of it, I was like, that seems unnecessarily complicated. It really gives you a very interesting choices that I really appreciated.
Yeah. I like that you take out what you pull.
Sydney Johnson, have y'all ever considered attending Geekway to the West? I haven't, but I should.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not true. That's a lie. I did consider it.
I haven't.
This year, for the first time, I considered it, to the point that I believe I watched Tom Vassell had a vlog where he did talk about Geekway to the West, with him going to it. And I was just looking at the dates, and I was like, oh, hey, this is coming up soon. And I had not really heard of it before much. I had heard of it in passing, but it was a little too close. But I would consider going to it, but I don't know enough about it yet. Petrified. What happened to Devin? Do you want to answer that?
I was gonna try to like think of a very quick joke, like he's under the table, passed out or something.
Honestly,
but...
with the way he interrupted last night, he could just show up at any point.
Yeah, Devin last night while we were streaming, the way Alex's basement is, you can't, like, there's a little spot on the stairs where you could see a face, and we were streaming, and all of a sudden I heard Devin's voice, and I thought it came out of the camera. I was like, we're haunted. He's around everywhere.
I wonder if
but
I
he
can
was
do
right
this.
there.
I know. I wonder if I can do this. I'm gonna just like try to show them. I wonder if I can do that. No, they won't see. It's gonna be too
No,
far
it's
away.
fine.
It's too far away. But yeah, the stairs are
I
basically.
said no. I decided. It's fine.
The stairs are blocked by games, and there's one peeking hole where there's a printer instead of games, and so you can kind of see up to the stairs, and the rest is just a wall of games. Dale, the casual gamer. A year. Wow. Yes, it has been a year. North of 60 gaming. I assume you mean to say I love Die in the Dungeon, because I live Die in the Dungeon makes less sense to me.
Can I complain and tell everyone what I did?
Yeah, absolutely.
Guys, I'm a little extra sleepy. I don't know why I was the one that I want to live stream. But Monday, I flew home. I had an early morning flight, long layover, plane got delayed, flew back home. I want to say I got home at like 5:45, and I had to leave by 12:30 p.m. yesterday to fly back here. So I got home, did my laundry, pet my animals, and then got right back on a plane.
That's a lot.
It is.
I still
and
think
then
it's a thing.
and then we went right into live streaming when we got here.
Yeah.
It's a good life. It's a really good life, though.
It is a
can't
good
complain.
life. It's a great life. I was talking to this about, who I was talking to about? It may have been a Patreon video. Or maybe it was just people. I don't remember. But either way, my next 3 months are absolutely insane, because we have you here this week. Next week, what?
You're just going to stress me out going through the plans.
No,
Go ahead.
half of them don't involve you. You're good.
Okay, sure.
Next week is my sister's coming from Toronto. The week after that, I'm going to Toronto. The week after that, or that week in between, you're coming back again.
For a week.
Yes, and then 2 weeks after that, I'm visiting you. Then 3
And in
weeks
between
after that,
I have like a Board Vengers game
Yes, you do.
retreat thing
Yeah.
with like a bunch of people.
then 3 weeks after that, we're going to WSBG. Then after that, after WSBG, I think I get to breathe not at all for a second, because right before WSBG I have a holiday, right after WSBG I have a holiday, and then right
That's
after
relaxing.
that I have another No.
Okay.
Jewish holidays are not relaxing. They're like going to conventions. They're fun, but they're not relaxing.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Do you find Thanksgiving relaxing?
Yeah.
Never mind then. Okay, cool.
I don't cook during it or anything, so yeah.
Fine. Then we have so that's another holiday after WSBG, followed by another holiday right after that, followed by me traveling for, I think I'm going to internationally twice in the week after that, and then the month after that. There's a lot of stuff happening. And then PAX Unplugged. Well, yeah, dear Lord, there's a lot of stuff.
That'll be the end of it.
Yeah, then it's over. Then it's just never traveling
Of the
again.
year. Well, it's just the end of the year.
Okay. Silver, Myra's really good at rolling dice too, so she loves playing Kibitas with me.
This one got missed. Alex and Meg, are there any cons on the East Coast
Jesse
you would
Harris.
recommend?
No, Jesse Harris. How do you determine what board games you model in the background? Jesse, I'll answer that one, so because it's my background, so it's better for me to answer that one. The short answer is that I put things in the background based on, first of all, there's a few answers. The first is that it happens to work out that this is a kind of cohesive unit of what goes there, because the things I put here, I like having the boxes upright, but I also don't like hiding games behind them, because I feel like then we're not going to remember what I have. So what I tend to do is I tend to put things that have a lot of stuff in the package. So for instance, if I remove Cthulhu Death May Die, guess what we have? More Cthulhu Death May Die. There's more people that may die. So this way, I'm not forgetting what's behind there. Behind these games, I have more Tainted Grail, I have more Ankh, I have more Resident Evil. So I try to pick, for the most part, games that have more content, so I'm not forgetting what's behind them. So that also inherently almost ends up being big box Kickstarters. So the games that go here, so then when you see them switch out occasionally, it's usually for the next big box Kickstarter that swaps in. That's how I decide.
And I know this wasn't the actual question, but at my house, I used to work retail, so I really like rearranging things. And I try to do like a color story where you can tell his is really bright, but I try to make it kind of poppy. That I actually wanted to change some of these.
Feel free. Let's have a conversation.
We will. We'll do it. We'll do a redo.
You were doing Key 2?
So yeah, I would say.
Here's the question for the audience.
Okay, sure. Are there any cons on the East Coast that you would recommend that have the same impact as something like Gen Con? I don't know if it's the exact same impact, but I do suggest PAX Unplugged. That's the East Coast, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Ish. I mean, it's not all the way on it's not New England.
Oh, East Coast. I mean, Origins
it's
too.
Eastern Time Zone, EST.
Origin. So is PAX technically. So is Gen Con. I mean.
Yeah.
Gen Con's East. Gen Con's almost
I really
East
love
Coast.
PAX Unplugged. I say if any of you can get to a convention, that's the one I would always. If I could only do 1 year, I would go to PAX Unplugged.
I have to go to PAX Unplugged again to have a better sense of it. I liked Origins, I like PAX Unplugged. I'm more biased towards Origins, but also it's in more my backyard. PAX is your backyard, so we have our preferences.
And if anyone has ever been to a PAX, I'm very, very particular to the enforcers and the PAX staff. PAX staff are amazing. Enforcers are extremely helpful. They're always on the floor. They're always knowledgeable. They always want to help, and they're usually very like energetic and happy to be there and grateful. Whereas sometimes other event staff, like it's not as well done, I think, as PAX is.
I hear. Steven Schreiber, or Sievert Schreiber, isn't Dice Forge the best dice game? Have you played Dice Forge?
No.
Do you know what it is?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a cool system. I played Dice Forge once. I thought it was a cool system that wasn't worth the gimmickiness of it. It's basically you're placing dice face as you go, which is very fun, but also it's really hard and annoying, and I was like, this game is fun, but slowing me down. What is your favorite dice game? And I understand that your answer will have to inherently change as you remember the next one.
I know. I mean, I'm going to say none of these are my favorite. I'm thinking of a few, but none of them, I don't know if I'm... Dungeons and Dragons. That's honestly what Professor Meg really would say is Dungeons and Dragons. But the first Title Blades was really fun. Yeah. I really enjoyed Dice Throne. I really liked Role Player. I
like Cthulhu.
So there are a couple I really enjoy, but I love D&D.
Yeah. Successful Geek. I shuffle my deck of dice for every pull to keep it random. Successful, that would drive me nuts on, first of all, once you're doing that, the distribution doesn't help, so now it's just about randomness. At that point, you use an app. That seems like a lot more work than I'd sign up for.
I would use an app.
You do you. North of 60, my dice deck is sitting right in front of me. Good choice. Cam Reviews, did either of you look at the Andromeda's Edge table, and did either of you go look at Andromeda's Edge table and learn more about it? No, at Gen Con we did not in any way, shape, or form look at Andromeda's Edge. But last night we did, because Peter Vaughn from Carbon Alchemy is currently visiting us, and I played Andromeda's Edge yesterday. You got a brief overview, and we're both playing tonight, I believe. So if you have any specific questions about Andromeda's Edge, let me know, because we or I can answer them. Yep.
Yeah, so far it does look very interesting, but I didn't really get enough of it yet. I only really got to look at it.
And it's very overwhelming. For context, when I started playing it, I had no idea what it was doing. Even to the point that I got to the end game scoring, I didn't realize you scored for those tracks.
Yeah, but it's you.
I still won. But I didn't realize I scored for the tracks. I was like, I got to the end and I was like, okay, great. I think I triggered endgame because I was ahead on the track. I triggered endgame, and then everyone's like, okay, great, we're gonna score those tracks. And I was like, but Devin has a lot of points in those tracks. They're like, yeah. I was like, but I thought I was winning. And we're like, you might. I was like, but Devin has a lot of points in those tracks. I still won, but it was a lot closer than I thought it was.
Poor Devin.
Chloe J, do you ever weigh your games? I just did it because I have to move out. I need to move out to Thailand with 300 kilograms worth of board games.
Yikes.
I'm so sorry. I have never weighed my games. I mean, I know the average game comes in at roughly 2 to 3 pounds, although obviously a Gloomhaven will tilt the scale one way and No Thanks will tilt the scale the other ways. So, I mean, I'd guess if you have 300 kilograms of board games, a pound is 2.2 kilograms or vice versa? A kilogram is 2.2 pounds, right? I think that sounds right. I think it's one of the others. 2.2, I believe. But that sounds like a lot.
Everyone is commenting right now what the conversion is, but we won't know until later and be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
We need 3 seconds. I think a kilogram is 2.2 pounds. But let me know. Allison, good morning, friends. How's it going, Allison? We just jumped down to the chat. Oh, Dice Miner. You like Dice Miner, don't you?
Oh, I do really like Dice Miner. Oh. I do.
You yelled.
I really like Dice Miner.
You yelled.
I put Dice Miner above those other 3 I played. I don't know why, I really love that one.
I am surprised at how much you like it. I played it once, I thought it was fine. And then you keep talking about it.
Because it's drafting. I really like drafting.
I like drafting, but drafting cards.
And when I play Dice Miner, like, you're supposed to drop it down and do the thing.
Yeah.
I have a worm one, so it doesn't matter where the dice go, that I will, like, throw them and let it, like, all fall. It's fun. It's very fun. I like drafting.
Petrified. Have y'all ever thought about Robinson Crusoe for co-op?
No.
No, none.
I've never played it.
I have a copy coming from the new deluxe version. I plan on playing it at some point. It's less on the exact style of game that Meg and I both together like the most. We both have our preferences for different types, but we align very strongly on these big box dungeon crawler style approaches. And so Robinson Crusoe is absolutely possible. I can see you loving it. I can see me loving it, but it's not currently like there's such a long list of things we like.
It's not on our shared list.
Yeah, we'll get to it eventually. David Imbach, Twilight Imperium with 14 hours. I don't know exactly what that means. We're playing Twilight Imperium. Hopefully, when we go to PAX Unplugged, we're having a day in advance. We're expecting it to be a roughly 8-hour session, but I don't know. I'm saying that based on the other people. I've never played it. Another 60. I'm a fan. Yep, I'm a fan. That sounds right. We usually played 48 hours starting Friday night. I don't understand. Oh, he's responding to someone. Pesky Penguin, what do you think of the Great Wall? I have to finalize my pledge soon, and I'm not sure what to do. I love the Great Wall, but I also think it's expensive. The general cautionary advice I give to people is you're paying like $150, $200 for a good worker placement game that's really solid, but there's a lot of games that are really solid that are cheaper. I would advise those who are budgetary conscious or have other games that are on their buy list to buy those first. And if you're the kind of person who's willing to spend the money on it, you just want to know if it's a good game. Yes, it's a really good game. I love it a lot. It's my favorite Awakening Realms game so far. Cecil, any chance of a stream of Phasmophobia at some point? Have you ever heard of Phasmophobia?
No.
I got nothing. Scott, good morning.
So maybe.
Almost time for Rivet Wars and Heroescape. River Wars or Rivet Wars? And Heroescape. Scott, you're going to have to clarify this for me. Rivet Wars, Steamforge Games is republishing Rivet Wars. I'm very excited for it. I have a full collection upstairs. I'm going to get all their new stuff. We'll figure it out. I talked to them already extensively about it, and am very excited about the changes they're making, including campaign play. I don't know anything about Heroescape. Are they redoing Heroescape? Did I miss some major announcement? That sounds like a big deal. Chris the Writer, anyone else play Campaign Trail recently? My favorite new area control game? Chris, I'm still waiting on my pledge of Campaign Trail, so no. Successful. I'll be on a cruise this Thanksgiving, taking a year off hosting and cooking, etc.
Nice.
Enjoy.
That's the way to do it.
How far back are we? That's an 8-minute
We're
back.
fine.
Oh my
We're
gosh.
doing fine.
Joseph Pickless. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, just do it faster. You can read it quick.
I can read it very quick.
Go.
Some people, okay, let's do it. Alex and Preston Meg, if you come to PAX 2, I invite you to Java Bean Cafe. My wife and I own it. Our other partner is former executive sous chef at a high filet restaurant. JBC is JU.
Ooh.
Let's talk. Shoot me an email, alex@boardgameco.com. We'll figure it out. I don't know the exact plans, but if we're there a day early, there might be time for something like that. Joseph,
we do love coffee.
JBC is just down the road in Claymont, DE, 25 minutes south of Philly. Shoot me a line, we'll figure it out. Hey Frank, loving the cute blue elephant in the back of your tablet. Oh yeah, it's adorable. I would turn the tablet, but I don't want to mess with the thingy. Petrified, what do you think Kickstarters are so slow recently? Do you think it's because of pricing craziness? Regardless, my wallet has been happy to have a break. I don't know exactly. I think Kickstarters generally go through a phase. They go through multiple phases of how active Kickstarter and crowdfunding is versus little dips and booms and busts.
I might have a little insider knowledge. I wonder if part of it is development for companies trying to get demo copies printed. I think that's a little slow right now for a lot of people, that it may just be that.
Also, I will say generally right around now is when things do normally. I'm not saying this year, I don't know yet. Normally things start to pick up right about now as people start to get a whole bunch of things in before we get into the holiday shopping phase. Once you're in holiday shopping, changes the conversation. Did I skip I Am Fan's question? I may not have.
I think it jumped.
Oh, I did. Fan I Am. I skipped it.
Oh, no!
A longest game you played. Mine was Diplomacy.
That's what they were saying about the 48 hours and the 14 hours.
Longest game I played ever. For me, I don't know your answer. For me, it was a 4-player game of Through the Ages that we started at 10 o'clock at night and we ended at 5 o'clock in the morning. So also 7 hours. I know Through the Ages is a long game, but I thought it'd be done in 4 hours. I thought we'd be done in 2 in the morning. We had to call the police station to make sure they don't tow the cars that are parked outside. That's the kind of situation it was. We played to 5 a.m., at which point I loved Through the Ages and I got rid of Through the Ages after that. I was like, I will never do this again. It was not worth 7 hours. It was a great game. I got Through the Ages back and just swore to myself that I would never play it with 4 players again. 3 players only, or 2 players. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say excluding D&D again, because I've played D&D all day. I played 2 different groups one time that I played midnight to 6 and then 8 to 3 in the morning. And then I also played Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion, but it was multiple scenarios over Christmas that we played it from noon until 1:30 in the morning. But the one longest game I've probably played is Arkham Horror. There was one time I had a friend that we both played 3 people, and I want to say it was 6 hours. It was an all-day thing, but I don't know exactly how long it was.
Cool.
It was a lot of fun.
It's a lot. Fan I Am, you should definitely check out a Kickstarter called Flip-A-Die, a 7-dice set that you flip like coins for RPG, tabletop, or for fun.
Ooh.
It sounds something you'd like more than me.
Yeah.
Scott Kunkel, Avalon Hill announced Heroescape Age of Annihilation at Gen Con. I missed that entirely. I'll have to add that to my news and we can review, because I missed that. Hasbro Pulse is putting it out.
I think they were the ones with the sword.
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember.
I think that's where we were supposed to go, and we didn't make it back.
We should have made it
Yeah.
back.
They talked to us, and we were supposed to go there, and we ran out of time.
You're being humble. You want me to say it. You know you want me to say it. I'm going to say it. They stopped us. First of all, they ignored me. They don't know who I am. They know what Press and Meg is, which is awesome. We decided that we're going to have a scorecard for the next convention.
I'm so shy in real life.
We're going to get a scorecard because we just took like little notes of like every time someone recognized one of us and not the other. It was very entertaining for us. But my favorite part of that interaction is the first one's like, Press and Meg! And then one of the other ones, he turns to the other one, he's like, she's an influencer. And he immediately gets down on one knee and kneels to her.
Yeah.
It was intense. No one did that to me, so she wins. Yeah.
It was like a bow, not proposal style, to be clear.
Yes. Well, you didn't answer, so he's left hanging on that.
It's true. He's still there waiting.
Brian Winston, does every content creator live in Ohio? No, but Jesse and I live in Ohio, and we keep convincing others to visit us. We're trying to get them to all slowly move to Ohio. We'll let you know how it goes.
If you can't tell from the bags under my eyes, we flew here from Massachusetts.
Okay,
Me and my
JBC.
eyes.
Here we go. Where we have to? Carlos, that's the way I stores the games. Interesting, good question. Successful Geek. I back Letters of Mark and I blame Alex. Never mind, it's my only way to get the upgrade pack and fixed open ocean tiles. I think Letters of Mark is fun. I don't think Letters of Mark is essential, by the way. I think that Dead Reckoning is very good, and Letters of Mark is a slight improvement to the gameplay. Razmax, I have questions. I made a digital board game print to play, but I can't put it in GameFound or Kickstarter. What must be any ideas to help me? My game is TC. That's a whole lot of information. It sounds like you're looking for a way to get your game Kickstarted or created, which is a much longer conversation than I can do in a live stream. I would suggest, if you haven't already, join Facebook groups for creators. There's a lot of them out there, and they all network and talk about things, and you get to learn from people who are going through the process, and everyone is very helpful. One of the things I love about the board game space is whatever you're talking about, publishers, content creators, Kickstarters, whatever you're talking about, everyone helps each other. No one views it as a competition.
We want to be playing the games. We all want to be playing games. The thing I will say for that, if you're using any online resources, try to do that. Like if you can build it in Roll20 or on Tabletop Simulator, that's the best way to get other people playing stuff to get feedback.
Successful Geek, I really want to try to go to PAX U. I'll try for next year. By next year, you mean next year, not this year, I assume. Which is nice. I'd love to see you successful.
Wait.
I'd never actually met you in person. It'd be really nice. I'm just like being so polite there.
I know, I was going to be like, I'll meet successful at PAX U.
Ryan Gilmore, just plays Zombicide Black Plague. Love it. Any expansions or add-ons you think are most essential? Yes, Ryan, absolutely. For me, my go-to with Black Plague are adding in the Deadeye Walkers. I think those archers mess you up so bad. And then the Wolves as well from Wolfsburg. The Wolves are, again, mess you up so bad. Both those, I love what they add to the experience. And I prefer those even over additional heroes or abominations, although I do recommend picking up some hero or abominations for variety. Let's see. We have Fan AM, Dice Miner. We have PAX U as our next con. Allison Burrow, PAX U as our next con, and we are bringing the boys. Oh my gosh! I'll get to meet them. I want to interview them. I want to like have a little video with them.
Aww.
North of 60 Gaming. Fan AM just picked up Dice Miner myself. North of 60, Successful Geek. Well, a deck of dice from Die and Dungeon has a bunch of different types of dice in each card. Each card has all the D&D dice per card, and you only look at the one dice you need.
Oh, that's cool.
Cool.
That's interesting.
I've seen something like that before. I'm trying to remember what it was. I remember seeing something like that was very clever in the way that it managed to replicate. I don't remember. I remember something similar or clever that was just like managed to incorporate all the dice no matter what you did. I remembered. Oh dear Lord. No, it wasn't clever. It was a mess. It was a mess. It was a die. It was a Kickstarter die that you can roll, and whichever face was up, there was always a way to read it as any of the dice, and it was statistically relevant, and I was like, that just looks like messy. The concept was cool.
So I've seen one, and I think it's by Level Up Dice, but they have a thing that's like a unicorn horn, and it's all of the dice stacked together, but they're like rings, so you can roll it, and it would be like a D4 and then a D20 that like it'll line up.
P. Cantaman, I always tend to avoid dice throwing games. Ever since I had a terrible experience with Risk, I prefer having the idea that I can manage everything. So I like dice management and mitigation. So for example, going to what someone asked about briefly, even Andromeda's Edge has lots of dice rolling. There is enough mitigation that I'm kind of okay with it, but it's also my least favorite part of the game. So I find the way dice work in different games are all different, and sometimes I mind them, sometimes I don't. This one's for you, Xavier.
Watch a game boxes, Meg a picture with them.
It doesn't bother me. I mean, I assume he means in them. For context, here's my, speaking of Zombicide Black Plague and being two competitions together.
Is it hurt?
It's hurt. It's hurt.
Uh-oh. She's hurting. She's not doing well.
Oh, actually, this one actually seems fine.
This edge is a little...
Oh, no, it's Blood Rage. Yeah, this edge is a little damaged. Blood Rage, I forgot. Blood Rage is the one that... Like, I had a friend step on the box. Like, straight up step on the box. I traveled with Blood Rage to Toronto with my family so that they could play it. And then he was with us, and he stepped onto a bunch of stuff that was on the floor, and I was like... I prefer you had asked first.
I've never broken a box ever.
Yeah.
I have had a friend spill their beer into a cover. which wasn't awesome, but I've never broken a box.
Yeah, my only point is I just don't care. I'm here for the games. I like nice condition stuff. If Meg ruins more than one box, maybe I'll ask her to stop, but like the first box is free.
Well, and honestly, the way I do pictures, it's not that easy here. That like it's not like you can get a full shot of your table.
Why not?
Because all this is in the way.
Oh, you please. That's so easy.
Okay.
Yeah, just maybe. I think we'll figure it out. Alright, anyways, a kilogram equals 2.2 pounds. There we go. You see, I was right.
I knew.
I just couldn't remember the direction.
Later, it would be there.
Yeah. Frederick, hello, Alex and Meg. Would really enjoy seeing play some games while actually in the same room. If I can make a request, how about some Machina Arcana?
Ooh.
There's so many games. It's hard. We have a list of things we want to play. And
we're gonna play stuff.
the last time I visited you, we came with a list of like 30 games. We're like, we're gonna play all these games. We played like 4 of them. Okay, it is actually harder to table games even in a short time frame than you would think. This time we're already at Stardew Valley. That's 1. We're already at 1. Okay.
I think it's better when we can play games we both know.
Yes.
Because then it's obviously faster for us to jump into it.
We have plans. We will be playing games. I would love to play Machina Arcana with you at some point.
Yeah.
Everything is a constant conversation, and it's going to be slow. It's going to be slow.
There's a lot I want to play while I'm here that I don't have.
Sydney Johnson, what do you think of Twilight Inscription?
I'm very interested. Very, very interested. We didn't get to play it. I got to see it. It's being sent to my house. But I didn't get to play it. So the one thing that I will say that's very cool that you guys might have seen is that it's like space sheets. Obviously, it's like dark blue. And the markers are like hot orange.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm into the markers.
I like blue, orange, and white. Those are my channel colors.
Yeah.
What dungeon crawler, number 1, what dungeon crawler boss battler would you add a campaign to?
Ooh.
I don't have an easy answer for this because I generally find that adding a campaign, when I hear those words, it makes me think, oh, you're going to ruin the game that's currently good in its current form. That said, I'm going to use a cheat answer. It's totally a cheat. Okay, ready for it?
Yeah.
Hoplomachus Remastered. Because they have Hoplomachus Victorum, which we really like, and they're remastering Hoplomachus, and I'm just kind of like, I just want more campaign. Okay. I want more, because Hoplomachus Remastered is going to be single shot. It's going to be what we played, but with single shot, no progression. Does that sound less or more interesting?
Less.
Yes, so now I want them to add a campaign to remaster it to make it more Victorum, which is a cheat answer. If I was giving a different answer, I'd say a little bit intrigued by the idea of a Clueless May Die campaign. But honestly, what we've been doing to make it simple is when we play it, and we meaning Reen and I, when we play through it, we have a rule that when you lose a scenario, those characters are gone. You cannot play with those characters again as you go through it.
Fire Emblem style.
Yeah, exactly. So it works well for us without changing the rules of the game, just defining which characters you want to risk at any point. Sean, showing up late, do you think the new Dead Reckoning expansion is a steep price or worth it to an extent? I haven't looked at the price, so I can't answer that. I will say my opinion that I've given in my review and on stream already is that I think Letters of Marque is a good addition to the gameplay, and I do recommend it, while also saying that I don't think it's not like, Lost Ruins of Arnak or Dune Imperium level of extra edition. It is a nice addition. I think in my review I said if you are interested in the Saga content, I probably recommend it. If you don't need the Saga content, you might be paying a little more than you want for something that's not worthwhile. But I don't know the price. Xavier, Tricarion is the best worker placement game I've ever played. I haven't played Tricarion. It's right over here. Right there.
We should. Let's add that to the list.
Yeah. Let's see. I love what Frank answered. 661 pounds is 300 kilograms, which I guess means it's not exactly 2.2. It's 2.1.
That's a lot of pounds of games.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
661 pounds is probably around 200 to 250 games, I'd guess. Okay. Petrified. Gosh, I'm just curious about Robinson because it shares some similarities to Stardew from a standpoint of having difficult endgame goals while running around trying to collect resources. You just made her more interested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just haven't played it.
Jeremy Zart, have you heard of Robomon? I have not.
No.
Jacob P. Meg, what game that you know Alex has in his collection would you most like to play?
Most like to play? Ooh. You guys are putting me on the spot.
I won't hold you
really
to it.
want to play Max vs. Minions. And that's one I don't have that is hard to get. So I want to play it.
Well, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, grabbing Victorum? Yeah. Yeah, that is Victorum is special.
Guys, this might not be in Alex's house when I leave. it might have to go missing. But come on.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of the most exciting games that... Oh, that's a box you can sit in.
I know.
Oh, you just sit in that box.
I could probably kneel in it, even.
Yeah. I could probably sit in that box, let's be honest. For
also,
the record,
since I'm standing up, shout out to my Yoda dress for Alex's son, Yoda.
Yeah. Your head's out of the shot for the record.
I know.
But yeah, no, this is a game that we absolutely plan on playing. You mess up the camera blur. Here, pass it.
Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm sorry.
No, because it's gonna focus.
I don't do this.
It's gonna focus on the wrong part. Okay.
I'm not from around here.
I'm very excited for this. Very, very
excited.
excited.
I really want to. I'm sure there are more too, but I want to play Max vs. Minions.
Meg, this one's for you. Laser Ninja, what is your favorite game with a horror theme?
Ooh. Huh. My favorite with a horror theme. I don't usually do horror.
I would. Okay.
Right?
I would think you do.
Really?
You like the genre. You like that stuff.
Not super scary. Like I think KDM is too scary for me. It looks
KDM,
scary.
I don't know if
it looks very scary for me. I do very much enjoy Vagrant Song, but like that's not horror.
I think it's a horror theme. I think it's horror. It's horror
Spooky.
adjacent.
Spooky.
Okay.
I like spooky, not
What
scary.
about Harrow County?
Again, spooky, not scary.
What's a horror theme? Horrified. Okay, horrified. There we go.
Horrified, I don't mind.
So it's
fine.
all spooky. Okay.
Yeah.
Chris Gaines, have you all tried Wonderland's War yet? I have
No.
not. I really want
Yeah.
to. It was on our list of games to play when
Maybe
we
we'll play
visited
it at
Devon.
Devon.
I want to. Devon's not going to be free.
Do you have it?
Yes, I do. It is up there in the corner. You can't see it. It's there.
Okay.
Dun dun dun. Scott Kunkel, we covered that. Omega Raider. Hey Alex, I'm getting into Super Fantasy Brawl. Do you have a favorite expansion? I do not, because I don't know which characters come with which expansion. I just got all the expansions and then just dumped them into boxes. So I don't have an answer because I don't remember which characters sets are in which. Sydney Johnson, we'd love to see you interview Jim Dietz of the Dietz Foundation for his educational mission to introduce the use of board games for teaching purposes. Cool. I mean, I'm not averse to it. I just don't know more about it yet.
You should do more interviews.
I've been working on it. Frederick, thinking about going in on Lords of Ragnarok. It just looks so good, worth it. I really like Lords of Ragnarok a lot. It's not my favorite area control game. So if you're choosing between those, I would recommend Blood Rage over it. I'd recommend Cyclades over it. I'd recommend Inish over it. But if you're saying is Lords of Ragnarok awesome? Yes, Lords of Ragnarok is awesome. Brian Winston, no, we covered that already. Cam Reviews. So, Alex, are your impressions of Adama's Edge better or worse than Dwellings of Eldervale so far? Dwellings is my favorite game currently. KM, that's a fun question. It's a fun question because Peter Vaughn, who is currently the Carbon Alchemy and who knows how I feel about Dwellings of Eldervale, and for context for those who don't know, the way I feel about Dwellings of Eldervale is I like the system a lot, but it does not compare even close to some of those games I just mentioned in terms of the area control genre. And so for me, it was like, I like it, and here are the 3 aspects of it that make me just like it a lot instead of loving it, so it's a good game. I really like it. Solid game. Don't need to keep it. I walked into Drama's Edge, and it's definitely comparable to Dwellings of Eldervale. It's very strongly comparable. Now, I'm only 1 game deep, and I do want to point out that my opinion of Dwellings did change over the multiple times that I played it, and so 1 game deep is not enough. That said, I like it more than Dwellings without a question. How much I like it, I need more games to see. But without a question, I like it more than Dwellings.
Do you usually prefer space over fantasy?
No.
Okay.
No, it's not the theme at all.
I think you prefer mechanics over theme.
I prefer mechanics over theme, but no, I can think of every time a game has gone space themed, and I like, for instance, Gaia Project. I prefer the theme of Terra Mystica. Dwellings of Eldervale, I drastically prefer the dragons and all that stuff over the spaceships. Space is nice. I definitely prefer fantasy over space every time. Jeremy Art, I think Professor Meg would like Robomon. No idea. Paul Fannin, oh hi, oh Meg, oh hi, oh Alex. It's cute.
I see what you did there.
Brian Winston, opening Age of Atlantis already, Alex. I don't have Age of Atlantis. It's not here yet. I'm waiting for it. I backed it. I should have a copy coming. It's not here.
It's here today.
Maybe. There could be. Maybe Twilight Inscription arrives today. Twilight Inscription might arrive.
Maybe.
Petrified.
Nice.
I wish they would have separated the expansion and the stage. Would have been nice to have a slightly lower price point. I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know.
Okay. Charity Board Gamer. Hey, how's it going?
Hi, Chris.
How's it going? Good to see you again.
Hello.
One day I'll make it to one of your events. I really will. I'm going to enough conventions it will happen. But yeah, I mean, I made it to the first one technically. Like one of the first ones I made it to. In Origins, my very first Origins, I made it there. I just didn't stick around long, but I did make it. So I technically made it. Alison Burrow, Twilight Inscription has been so fun. We played it twice yesterday. 2-player adds in AI, but still very enjoyable. I saw you were streaming that. For those who don't know, check out what's it called? Great, what's the name?
Play the Game.
Play the Game. Thank you. Play the Game. Check out Play the Game. They rebranded. That's why I
got
paused.
you, Allison.
They did a stream of Twilight Inscription if you want to see it played. Successful. My wife loves your hair and she wants to know how you change colors all the time without burning it out. I think that might be a longer conversation than a short response here.
I have a little answer. So this is like the thing because I get this question a lot. The dye that I use to do my hair is not a chemical-based dye. To do chemical-based dye, you need parts A and B, and you mix them together, and it makes a chemical reaction, which is what damages your hair. That's what I need to do when I bleach it. But when I put this kind of color on it, it's like a wash-in conditioner color, vegetable-based. That's why it fades so much, and that's why I can change it so much. So it was red. If you guys see pictures from Origins, it faded. I put purple right back over it, and there was no chemical process at all.
I mean, my answer would have been totally different.
Yeah. I get a lot of questions about it, so I get that a chemical reaction is parts A and B, and you have to mix them together for it to whatever, and then people are like, oh,
like
that
I
makes
wouldn't
sense.
have even known that there's something to ask about damaging. That's my level of knowledge here. Well, I mean, I know by now because we've had this conversation, but I would not have known before knowing you. Talon Floyd, I just picked up Radlands Deluxe with Game Match at Gen Con this year and super excited to play. What are both your thoughts on Radlands? Have you played Radlands?
No, I almost bought it at Gen Con just to grab it.
We can play it.
Yeah.
I have a copy. It's so quick and easy.
I almost picked it up.
So quick and easy. We'll do it. Number 1, just got Lost Runes. Would you play with the expansion in the learning game? I really like Lost Runes. Okay.
What I would say number one is it depends what your games you usually play. If this is like your first board game, maybe not. But if you're used to games with player powers, go for it.
Carlos Alberto, now that you mentioned TI4, have you played Eclipse? Have you?
No.
I have played the original Eclipse. I have not played Eclipse Second Dawn. I have Second Dawn and hope to play it. Brian Winston, no one. The expansion for Lost Runes is a requirement. Brian, I agree with you.
Yeah.
While also exactly what Meg said.
Yeah.
If you're newer to games, I don't know if I necessarily agree as much.
Yeah, if you feel like you can handle a little bit more, it just adds like asymmetrical player powers, go for it.
Scott Kunkel, watching this channel on Crackle got me started in Zombicide, but Second Edition was the cheapest and it's such a boring game. Scott, my answer there is a little complicated. I got rid of Second Edition. I thought it was a lot of fun. I did enjoy it, but I thought it's not even remotely comparable to Black Plague in terms of the difficulty and the tension and all that. I enjoyed the mechanics while thinking it was too easy and therefore not a challenge. So I think if your opinion is that it was such a boring game, I probably wouldn't necessarily recommend more Zombicide to you. But if your opinion was it was boring because it was easy, I'd recommend more Zombicide to you. So it depends on why it was boring to your experience. Ritical Studios. I finally got Blood Rage. We enjoyed it very much. I want to get the expansion for it. Now that they're still available, which one should I get? Gods or Mystics? You haven't played Blood Rage, right?
No.
We should play Blood Rage. It's a never-ending list. Never-ending list. I recommend Mystics over Gods, but I think both are nice and neither are essential.
Okay.
North of 60. I just let Wes Wedbury, now his dice deck is getting some exposure. Maybe he'll log in if it's not working. Brian Winston. It's simple enough to mix in that I'd never play without it. Again, yeah, back in Lost Runes. Petrified. Will co-op be in person tomorrow again? Yes, Petrified. Co-op will be in person. I believe we're trying Pop Marcus Victorum.
Yeah.
But things might change, especially if Devin tries to crash.
We're going to rename it Chaos Malachus Victorum.
Hoplomachus Vic...
No,
there's no... Hopla Chaos Victorum.
Yeah, there you go. That was good.
Chaos
That was
Victorum.
good.
There we go. Jay
I like that a lot.
We could title that.
Yeah.
Send it to Chip Theory. They'll love us.
We won't remember by tomorrow.
Saw you both at Gen Con on Sunday at the OS1 booth with Starstruck. Oh, you should say hi.
Aww.
I mean, granted, we were in the middle of a conversation for a long time, so it is a little awkward to interrupt. But they always say hi. By all
I'm
means.
very shy, so
Yeah.
definitely always say hi to me because I don't say hi to many people. I'm very, very shy about this in real life.
Also, part of our scorecard thing is we do plan on having multiple scorecards. One for her, one for me, and one from people who recognize both of us. So, it's a thing. David D. Guzman, will Alex die is here just so you match? No, not like there's not a conversation. I have a life. Like if I can do it for like a video or convention, maybe.
Yeah. If we want a match, we would just get you a shirt that matches my hair color.
Yeah.
Like, we would just do it that way, I think.
Zamorian, what's your biggest surprise in 2022 so far? Ooh, what's your biggest surprise? 2022. Does it have to be a game or can it be anything?
Oh, I was gonna say something nice.
What?
Maybe Camp Co-op.
Oh,
We literally became friends this year.
Yeah.
We didn't even know each other in January, and now we have a lot
When
of
did we
fun.
play Twilight Hellblades?
February?
Wow. Something
It was like
new.
the first week of
Something
February.
new. You're the biggest surprise. There we go. Dye's Beard. David Guzman, Dye's Beard specifically. The beard I'm more open to.
Oh,
but
that'd be fun.
I'd have to know how quickly it comes out. I'm not going to walk around. For funs and
I'd
laughs.
be afraid to bleach it. You'd have to, that's the thing.
Even
so,
the word is...
Yeah.
No, it sounds like too much.
I don't do my eyebrows. It's like, you can bleach your face, but like, don't. You shouldn't. I know people will be like, you could, but like, no, don't do it.
I'm
Don't do it.
slowly scrolling through questions to catch up over here. Dead of Reckoning expansion, Letters of Mark is $59. That's a lot. It's a lot. I like Dead Reckoning. I really, really do. And do I like the expansion enough to spend another $59 in it? I think it depends on the Saga content. I think if you want the Saga content, yes, and I think if you don't want the Saga content, that's a hard decision. I like what the expansion adds. I don't think it's essential. Marvel Cram. Next Zombicide campaign, which theme would like to see? I would love a World War I or World War II setting. Ooh, I'm not averse to that. I've played Call of Duty Zombies. I think that'd be fun. That'd be cool. Kyoto, let's see you take that one.
Megan Alex, when you're learning a new game, do you read through the rulebook entirely first, or do you kind of set up, fiddle with the components as you're going through the book? It does depend. Like, there are so many games, it depends how heavy the game is. Like, something like Hiplomachus, I would probably pull everything out, play with it all, touch it all, and then go through the book. Whereas some, I'll start doing the book and then setting up as I'm going. It depends how heavy it is.
My starting baseline for almost anything is, unless I happen to be playing it that night. If I'm playing it that night, then I just set it up and start learning from there. If that's not happening, my go-to all the time is to start reading the rulebook. And if I find out it's a lot, I'm like, setting up's going to save me time, even though the setup involved.
I love punching things out. So for me, if I was going to go sit down with a new game, I would probably throw a video on while I break down all the components and get it all ready, and then go through the book myself, because I don't usually trust everyone's rules.
Yes, that too.
Especially this guy.
Samorian, what's your most underrated games? For me, it's Empires of the Void and Company of Heroes.
Arkham Horror is horror. I'm sorry.
Arkham Horror
That's
is
so
hard.
fair.
Zamorian, I am confused why you're calling Company of Heroes an underrated game. Isn't like an 8 point something on Board Game Geek? I wouldn't necessarily call that underrated. As far as Empires of the Void, that one I might be underrated. I don't even know what the rating is, but it might be. That one's definitely less known. For me, the one I go to usually is Carson City. I think Carson City is absolutely fantastic. And I mean, there's a few actually I'd go to, but Carson City is one I go to a lot. I think it's a fantastic worker placement, possibly my favorite worker placement game if we're going down that rabbit hole. And it's so tense and so well done, and it's like a 7.3 on Board Game Geek, which I never understand. Never.
That's hard for me to answer, but what is a game that I like that you think I shouldn't? I think that's easier.
Shouldn't is always a hard conversation.
Well, not shouldn't, but
Yeah.
one that you don't like.
So I think probably your most underrated game might be Talisman.
Okay.
People like look at
Yeah.
Talisman, they're like, it's a
Yeah,
rolling move. It's a rolling move.
But isn't there one that you don't like, or that you judge me for liking?
There's no way I judge you for liking a game. Oh no, that's not true. DP. Yeah, I judge you for liking that game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like there was something else, but
Past, like that's more of a party game experience, but past.
you're like, but you like this. Like I can't remember what it was.
Crossmaster was on my list.
Maybe.
Did I put your video up of top 10 worst games yet?
No.
I didn't put it up. Oh, you're gonna find 10 games.
That's embarrassing.
You're gonna find 10 games that I gave Meg a hard time for. For Dead Reckoning, I think it's smart strategy. Get the game in more hands. Hope to get them like enough for expansions. Yep. Sebastian, hello. Megan, Alex. Hello, if you're in chat. Hey, Sebastian, how's it going? Zephyr, just played Wonderland War this weekend. It was so much fun. I want to play it. I do.
Sebastian says just in, but great t-shirt, Alex. Just for you, Sebastian, I'm going to show this off again. Check out my Yoda dress, okay? This is Dagobah. This is the Dagobah system, okay? I'm very proud of this.
So, Morian, I prefer Lords of Ragnarok to Blood Rage. Have you played Lords of Ragnarok? Minus the Siege Rules Complexity and Rurik to Cyclades. Rurik is fantastic, yeah. And it's okay if you've cooled on Blood Rage. I don't feel the need to people to like the same games I do in general.
I want to play Cyclades.
We should do it. Let's add it to the list of 400 games.
That's one that I do want to play, please.
Okay. Sharp Cheddar, which game would you like to see have an expansion that's not received an expansion? Maybe one of your favorites, or would you like to see another expansion be added to an existing game which has some? Ooh, that's like the question. What game would I like to see an expansion on? I know that I have answers to this. I don't know if I know the answers offhand. I think Coimbra possibly. Like Coimbra has a little box of treats. I think Coimbra's a fantastic game that I would like to see more content for. That's one that definitely goes to the top of my list in terms of a game that I'd like to see an expansion for. But there could be others. Like Aquatica, I wouldn't mind a second expansion, but I don't know if I need it. I like Aquatica a lot as is. Coimbra might be one that I feel an expansion could be useful for. Do you have one?
I don't think I have a good answer. I think my brain right now...
It's fried?
Yeah. I'm trying to think. The problem is usually when I'm at home, I can look and see all of my stuff. Now I'm in Alice's house, and I don't know these games. Who are they?
I am slowly jumping ahead a bit in the chat, so if I miss a question, I'm trying to catch a bit. Daniel Barada, how did you meet each other? You can take this one.
So we ended up through Jesse Quackaloop,
Yep.
and through him was James Hudson. So we have this whole thing to thank to James Hudson. Him and I are kind of buddies, and I was going to cover Tidal Blades, the new campaign game, because he knows I love campaigns and co-op. And I came out to play with Alex and Jesse.
Yeah. Well, almost
I
more.
joined the Quack
No, you
crew.
came to play with Jesse almost, and
Yes,
Alex was also
yes.
there because Alex does
Alex got
things with
invited.
Jesse.
Actually,
And then-
Jesse and I played alone as well.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And then we played that. So we played Tidal Blades from there. Then from there, what was the next step? That was Gamma. Then we ran each other incidentally at Gamma. We're like, oh, hey, remember you? Hi. And then we ended up going to the Glass Die, which is a great game cafe. Highly recommend if you're ever in Reno. We went there. We hung out, played games that day.
With Mark
and then
from Board Game Coffee.
Mark from Board Game Coffee, Devin. I hung out with other people too the next day, but not with you. Then from there, roughly 2-3 weeks later, I was invited to do Codenames Live on Twitch, Tim Riel's channel. Yep, exactly. Shout out to Tim over on Twitch. And usually supposed to be your partner, so I was like, I had done it with I don't think I've done it with Devin yet. But I did it with, yeah, you have. I did it with Chris before, Chris from Room and Board. And so I was like, oh, I had fun with Meg, so I reached out to you. We did that. Then post that, the next day I did a live stream, and I was talking, somebody else asked me about if I'm doing Twitch content. And I was like, nah, not really interested. Like, I don't want to deal with all the learning and this, that. And you're like, I know Twitch, you want to play Gloomhaven? And I was like, I actually had just bought Gloomhaven to play it. So I was like, fine, let's do that. And here we are.
And I had planned to play Gloomhaven solo. I was just going to start going back on my own Twitch channel. And then I was like, well, I'd rather do it with someone.
Yeah.
I guess Alex is fine enough.
Fine enough. Brian Winston, damn it, Alex, you've hooked me on live. Now I'll be every Wednesday. Yes, absolutely. Come every Wednesday. We do live content and we talk and say things. It's more exciting.
Brian, don't get used to me being here, though.
Well, I mean, you're going to be back in like 2 weeks, honestly. Yeah. Jay Dover, do you think shipping of board games will ever get better, or will we suffer a few more years? I think it's going to get better. I don't think it'll ever return to where it was pre-COVID, but I think we're still going through a phase of learning and adjusting.
Agreed.
Gary Nicholson, are you back in Abduction on Kickstarter? Haven't even heard of it, but I have not looked into Kickstarter this week. I've been behind. Successful week. Oh man, Alex just gets frosted tips. That would be so...
If you do, we have to do like a NSYNC style like photo cover.
Yeah. Hey, Board Game Garden, Jenna, how's it going?
Hi, Jenna.
I'm so happy to hear that you're shy as well, Meg. Also, hello, friends.
Aw, yes, I really am.
So, and for context, not to jump on the shy bandwagon, but like I'm also shy-ish by nature. I don't like engaging with people by default. I've just learned to overcome that because I find that you get so much good and positivity if you get over it. But like, for example, this is a good example. If Chris is still here, then we can talk about it. Chris, the charity board gamer, he always does these giant meetups of whatnot. And I usually, like, first one I went into it, I walked in, I didn't know anyone, and I was like, I'm going to back out slowly.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, this is not my jam. I like people I know to center me to a degree. And I have to learn to get over that. I do get over it to a degree, but I get over it better one-on-one, not in a large room. I'm like, let me walk in and try to like walk up to a table and play a game. And like even though I'm a person that works in space, like people will know who I am. I'm not even like it feels so intimidating, overwhelming, and that's one of the reasons I don't go as often. Like whenever I have a choice between hanging out with you and Devin or going to like a group of people who I don't meet, like I do choose my current go-to friends. Yeah. So it makes sense. It's
We don't seem it, but we're actually introverts on the inside.
Okay. Sebastian, sorry, I thought it was a board game kosher. Now that it's a geek, less interesting. I'll get merch eventually. Brian Winston, technically I was watching the lives after, so things haven't really changed. That's fair. Million Games, what's your favorite dinosaur and why?
Hey! Million Games is the ones that made Sario.
Oh, nice. Don't know. Yeah.
So, I don't know if I can answer that part, but I can say that...
Raptors, obviously.
There's a raptor bot in Sentinels of the Multiverse.
Yeah.
Alex's adorable sons were showing me the Indominus Rex today. I watched some Jurassic Park Camp Cretaceous. It was fun.
Lego Jurassic Park, right? Was it
Lego?
Fun.
No.
No. Oh, no. Okay. So, Maureen, underrated not in terms of rating, but in terms of how much people talk about it.
I'll say Ankylosaurus just because they're hard to get in Animal Crossing.
Okay. So Maureen, that's fair. Underrated, you're saying Company of Heroes is not talked about as much. Fair. Totally fair. Brian Winston, agree on Carson City. Fantastic game. Yes, Brian, it is fantastic. I'm only like 6 minutes behind now. We're catching up. Mythica. Oh, Mythica. We ran into Mythica.
Yeah.
Remember him? He was in your lobby. Awesome running into both the Gen Con and having you see our prototype. Mythica, the board game, was such a thrill. Yeah, I still have your files. I have to go over those.
I was confused. I didn't realize that was their name.
Mythica, the Olympians.
I thought it was someone saying it.
No.
Hello.
Yeah. Frederick Epstein, Talisman was the game that got me into this madness. I never played Talisman. It's on my list.
Fun.
I want to play with you at some point. Yeah. Brian Winston, I judge you a tiny bit in Talisman, ma'am. I'd rather set my hand on fire and put it out with a baseball bat. I mean, honestly, it doesn't even sound that bad.
For me, it's about the journey, not the destination.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I played Talisman in 2012, so there weren't that many board games then, guys.
Killer J9, speaking of, do you feel that Aquatica expansion is a must-have? My general go-to answer is yes, with the caveat that I liked Aquatica without the expansion too. Oh, you would like me to read that comment? You can read that comment.
Thank you, Sebastian, for liking my jest.
Yeah. I played Aquatica once without the expansion. That's not true. I played it since. I played it once without the expansion, then dove with the expansion, and I think once or twice I went back to it without the expansion. I definitely prefer Aquatica with the expansion. I think it is a good game without the expansion, but I like it more with it. Neil and Meg, it was great to meet you at Gen Con. Have you jumped into the King's Dilemma yet? It would be fun to see you play that game with Alex.
I haven't. So I had like a 23-hour turnaround in Massachusetts and then came right back out here. My King's Dilemma got a little damaged on the way home. Just a little tiny bit.
That's so sad.
It's fine, just a little tiny bit. But I'll be playing that with a group of friends back in Massachusetts.
That'll look cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to message 230 Games and say I want a new box. I'm not going to do that. Don't do that. Don't do that to publishers. We were just talking to a publisher at Gen Con who spent like $60 to ship somebody a box because they were very, very unhappy with the box situation. I understand the people who get the damaged box. I do. I also feel pain for
It
publishers.
depends how damaged they are.
Yeah.
The Gloomhaven ones can be really bad.
Yeah, they can be. Handsome Monkey, great to see you both. This feels like a Marvel movie crossover. Oh, yes it is. Yes. Hopefully one of the better ones, because they range. Pedro, have you ever played a print-and-play board game? I have played Voyages. I think is the only print-and-play game I played. It's a print-and-play roll and write that was from Matthew Dunstan and Brett Gilbert, I want to say.
I played a print-and-play roll and write, but I don't know what it was called. At Gamma.
At Gamma?
That's the only one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What was it? You don't know what it's called?
Yeah.
How did you play? What was the
It was
details?
McKay's. It's not out yet.
Okay. Handsome Monkey, what are your thoughts on Leviathan Wilds pulling the campaign so early? I was really looking forward to check it out. I think campaigns always have goals and objectives, and I think pulling them early makes sense at times. So yeah. Brian Winston, no Meg, I'm out. Yes, exactly.
We should one day, like, to be funny, put a monitor here where I can call in and do the lives.
Honestly, I'll just reuse the thumbnail from this video just to hook people every single time. I'll be like, you never know if it's Meg or not. There's a thumbnail. Could be not.
She's under the table.
Board Game Garden.
Oh my gosh. Now that makes me think how hilarious it would be if I could, like, pop out from a game.
Shelf? That would take a lot of work. This is really close to the wall. Board Game Garden. Okay, Alex. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I intentionally try to be as extroverted as possible. My default is shy and retreating, 100%. Manuel Singretti, greetings from Chile. Hey, how's it going? Successful. I'm insanely introverted. I just play a character in chat. Yes. Actually, that means maybe I like him. Maybe I actually like successful.
Yeah.
If all I see is the personality he plays, maybe I just don't like his personality.
Yeah.
But like your real personality might be charming. David de Guzman, you folks going to PAX Unplugged this year?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Dragon's Tomb!
Absolutely.
Dragon's Tomb! Do you know who that is? I showed her your video!
Sir. Oh, sir, you had me giggling my butt off so much.
I showed her your... We'll get to your actual
I'm your newest
question.
subscriber, maybe.
I showed her your coin video, like the metal coins, the desire for metal in all aspects of your life. I showed her your table.
I was giggling at the table video.
It was so good.
Then you're putting the cards and they're just jumping.
And I showed you the PAX Unplugged one, right? The one where we stuck outside the PAX Unplugged fence the whole time. You're so...
Oh, Dragon's Tomb, I'll tell you. So I have an extreme eye for detail. And I watched the PAX Unplugged one where you said you couldn't get in because of the vaccine thing, but you're wearing a vaccine bracelet in the entire video. So for anyone who's in the know, I know that that wasn't true.
Yeah,
it was for the people.
She pointed it out to me.
Yep.
I was like, I would never
I love
have noticed.
details.
Yeah, but to answer your question, what is the deepest you can make your voice when speaking? I think for the next few minutes, I'll try to go a little deeper and see how it goes.
Were
I've
they
never really
talking to me?
tried. Well, what, who? Dragon's Tomb? He said, what's the deepest you can make your voice? Could be
Oh,
both
he
of
said
us.
voices, actually.
Voices, yeah. Meg, what is it about co-op games that pulls you in? I really like co-op, but find them difficult to play a decent amount of the time depending on the group. I don't know, Meg. What exactly...
I don't think I can do it. Let's see how deep I can go. I don't know.
It's a little harder than you might think.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just gonna sound like I'm trying to be a man. That's as deep as I can go. Does that sound it? I like co-op because my first game was Arkham Horror, and I like that the game can still beat you. So you are working together, but I like it better when the game itself can beat you than when other players can I mean, I like both. I really do like competitive games depending on what it is. But the other thing about co-op is I really like the story building, that a lot of them tend to have things that will draw on why the characters are together. And I like co-oping like the decisions. So I like being able to make the best decision possible with two really good decision makers and then still have the game beat you. Like, I like it when you lose co-op. I think that's really fun.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
A guy has a follow-up question. What's your favorite non-campaign co-op based game?
Non-campaign co-op.
I have my answer for the record.
Okay, you answer.
Cthulhu Death May Die is not a campaign game. It's episodic by nature, but I really enjoy it. It's one of my favorite campaign games. One of my favorite co-op games.
I really like Spirit Island. That's like my quick, easy answer.
Spirit Island is a good choice.
I'll just say that, but
Go for
it's
it.
maybe not true.
We also have Saipun. Did either of you get a chance to try Tiletum, Terracotta Army, Turing Machine at Gen Con? If so, any comments? I played none of those three. I did want to play Turing Machine, but they were all full at the time, so I meant to go back, but did not.
So I briefly demoed Turing Machine at Origins. I got to see it at Origins.
Okay. Did you really?
Yeah.
I lost my. I was so excited. How was Turing Machine?
It was fine.
Wow. Okay. Well, there goes that.
Not my kind of game.
Okay. I'm back to the
It was
regular
really
voice.
interesting. So I think how you reveal things and check things is really interesting, but for me, I do like story and theme, so like that's just not there.
Rick C, I'm trying to decide if I should build a lip around the board of my gaming table where your elbows are current. I love my lips. All my game tables that I have, I say all my game tables, my two game tables, both have lips, and I wouldn't want one without a lip. Yeah.
It's nice when you don't have to worry where things are going, especially if you're playing dice games and stuff like that.
Brian Winston, you mentioned Aquatica so often I feel like I have to try it. Brian, for the record, before you do so, understand that the ratings for Aquatica also put it as a game that I would call underrated. Now, I do wonder how many of those ratings are based on the base game versus the base game with expansion. Sorry, but I love Aquatica. I'm a huge fan of it, but understand the ratings are a little bit lower, so just walk in with that knowledge.
You missed this one.
I miss a lot. I'm skipping around.
I know, but I have a thing to say
Then
about
go
it.
ahead and say it.
Kyudo asked about Final Girl, and you didn't back it, did you?
No,
I say we didn't back it, but
I played the first one. I enjoyed it, but I didn't feel the need to continue diving into more content for it. It was a little bit. There were aspects of it I really enjoyed, but there's also a lot of chaos and randomness to the point that I felt very little agency at times.
So for Final Girl, if you guys know, Alex is offline on Friday nights, so I will be streaming solo on Friday nights once I start being home a little bit more often. But I will be going through all of Final Girl.
Okay, cool.
Isn't that exciting?
Over on Camp Co-op. I have to say where?
Over on Camp Co-op.
on Twitch.
Twitch.tv/camp_co-op. I'll be playing Final Girl on Fridays.
The underscore is important because
Final
otherwise
Girl
you're
Friday.
watching someone play like NBA 2000 or something.
Yeah, it's very important.
The Board Game Garden. France and I recently started playing Campaign of Near and Far.
Oh, that's
played
one I've wanted to try that.
I have Now or Never that I really enjoy, but I don't think it's campaign based. But I like that because I have so many
That's
campaign
fun,
games.
Jenna.
Brownbeard, I saw you both at Gen Con, but didn't say hi because you were busy playing game. What game were we playing?
Aw.
What game were we playing?
We played a lot of games.
I know, I'm trying to think. Like, there's not that many. We played like maybe 5 or 6.
Mosaic.
Mosaic's possible.
That one
Herald
was out on
County's
the floor.
possible.
Yep.
I feel like there's other we played. I know there's other we played.
But some we played where people wouldn't have seen us.
That's true too. Handsome Monkey Talisman is dated. Yeah, I mean, I've heard. I never was appealed.
Yeah. I
Talisman
think I'm nostalgic for it now.
I'll try it. I'll let you know how I feel about it. Donkey Torn, obligatory play War of the Ring post. Yes, we will play War of the Ring at some point. I don't know if it's we playing. I plan on playing with Devin. I don't know if you have an interest even.
Yeah.
You want? Okay, apparently we'll play War of the Ring at some point. Successful Geek. I hated asking for a new box for Candle, but I had a big knife slash down the middle of it. I'm guessing from getting unpacked from the pallet. Yeah, I think it's reasonable to ask. I always think it's a complicated conversation, and I would never say don't ask. I would say try to let the small things go, and from there it is what it is. I played Talisman early 90s. I'm old. It's very much about the journey. Worst endgame ever. Interesting. Reed McCullough. So true. I clicked for Meg. Absolutely, you clicked for Meg. Meg was in the middle of like getting other stuff done. I delayed the live stream by 10 minutes so I can get a thumbnail with Meg in it because I knew that would be significantly more appealing than just me.
You guys.
Yeah. Daniel Beretta. There was a nice FF story that brings today. Hugs Middley. I like how Stonemaier Games deals with damaged boxes. They ship the person a new game and pay for them to ship the damaged game to a reviewer.
Interesting.
That's an interesting concept. I didn't know they do that. I like that.
Yeah, that's smart. It's very smart.
Brian Winston, I watched the How to Plays, didn't grab me. Yeah, I mean, if it didn't grab you, first of all, many games that I love, I've watched the playthrough or How to Play and didn't grab me. But I would say, again, I think Aquatic is excellent, but whenever I think a game is excellenter than the ratings would seem to indicate, I like to warn people, hey, I really love this game, you may or may not align with me. Which is always true, but I like the warning more when I'm above the general public. The Dragon's Tomb. Thank you for showing your deep voices. Also, Meg, that black wristband in my PAX video is actually left over from a trip to a different unrelated to convention.
Oh, sure, yeah, sure, with the PAX letters on it. Okay. You can't even fool me because I know the previous PAX, they were lime green. Let's go. Let's go.
Allison Burl.
Will you be at PAX U again, Dragon's Tomb? I'd love to
I'd
say
love to
hi.
meet you.
I would love
again.
to.
Let's hang out. Let's get like coffee or drinks or something.
I can leave Alex home too and we can hang out.
I don't have anything nice to say to that. Allison Burl. McKay's print and play is called Snack Time?
No, it's a different one, Alice.
Allison.
I was going to go mix all my words up.
That's okay. You know,
Allison,
so go ahead.
It was a different one. This one's not out yet. So there's Snack Time and this is the next thing.
You know Austin Harrison from Ivy Games?
Yeah.
In one video, towards the beginning or the end of somewhere in the beginning, Jesse says, and we have with us Austin Harris from Ivy Games. And since then, I keep calling him Harris in videos. And I keep having to like edit or something because I'm like, his name's Harrison. Austin Harrison. Let's see. Looking forward to the new Spirit Island game, which should be more accessible. That'd be nice. Joe White, do the folks in your game groups all make their own content, or are there non-public gamers mixed in too? I'm not entirely sure what you mean. I have a game group of multiple people who have never been on camera.
That's what they're asking.
If that's what you're asking. Mm-hmm. And I have some people who've been on camera and don't make their own content. But yeah, there's definitely, we have a lot of people.
My normal home group, the ones I'll be playing King's Dilemma with, none of them are on.
Oh, Dragon's Tomb. Dragon's Tomb. I'll be at PAX 2. Just book my Airbnb. Awesome.
Let's hang out, please.
Nice. Let's figure out a way to be ridiculous together, because you're fun. I met him in person. Did I tell you
Final
that?
Friday sounds great.
Yeah, it does. Did I tell you I met him in person, Dragon's Tomb? I don't remember if I told you. I ran into him at PAX U. We talked for like 2 minutes.
Way to brag about it.
Well, he's braggable. Have you seen the views?
He's braggable.
Have you seen the views his table video got?
He's braggable.
Unbelievable. Okay, we're Board Game Garden. The bro vibes Alex is giving off with the voice. Yes, I absolutely try to go.
When you go low, Meg should go high. That I could do. Well, guys, let's see what we're gonna do next.
That's just ridiculous.
Hey there.
Ryan Winston, Alex, when you go leg. Yeah, okay.
The bro vibes.
Good choice. Something to look forward to will be west to east. Don't know. Brian Brownbeard, you're at a booth on the very end next to the wall. Star Realm, something like that. What were we playing?
Must have been
a booth on the very end next to the wall. Soulforge.
Oh, okay.
That's what you're saying. Star Realm. Saying a card playing game.
I was thinking when we sat down with Too Many Bones.
No, it's Soulforge. It has to be Soulforge.
When I served Alex's butt to him.
She did win. It's not wrong.
It was beautiful. I love TCGs and card games, and I handed it to him.
Petrified, when's the next board game show hosted by Alex? I don't know what that means. What's a board game show? We do have a board game show, if that's what you're referring to. We do have one already filmed that I told, Dev was like, when's it going up? I was like, Meg has it for editing.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, the person, Meg has it for editing? I wonder how it'll come out now.
I want to do all the There's a lot. I went through it a lot. There's a lot to do.
Yeah. Bill Ingley, thanks Alex. I based on your advice, I got Inish instead of backing Lords of Ragnarok or Oathsworn. For the price, I got Kingdom Bunnies for my family. So Bunny Kingdom, I believe you're referring to. Bunny Kingdom is fantastic. And yes, as much as I'm a fan of many of these big box overpriced games, as much as I have them, I often try to recommend to people, you are sometimes making a choice between this game or this game, this game, and this game, and this game. And I recommend the latter until you are at a point where, yeah.
So Allison, for the record, like we caught the Alice thing, but I wasn't calling you Alice. I was saying Allison and then stopped my sentence and went, this is what I do with words sometimes. But I knew. But I do, like she said, Alice in Wonderland is like Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
That's good.
We have a question for Rove over here. Donald Grill.
Been following Robe as much as I can. Any chance we can get a tip for when the Kickstarter will go live? As of right now, mid-September, but keep your eye out. The hope right now is mid-September, but before that, you'll be able to play 1 through 3 scenarios on Tabletop Simulator. That'll be very soon. So keep your eye out. That's not ready quite yet, but it's almost ready.
Yeah. Then we have Jay Rayner. Alex, will you review Massive Darkness 2? I absolutely will.
Ooh.
It's just been, I already started playing it. It's just been backlogged along with everything because there's so much stuff and there's never enough time. So I get some reviews out every week and I get some reviews out slower and behind. Generally the things that are more campaign-based, that require more plays, those take longer. It means I'm not first to the punch, but it is what it is. I'd rather content that reflects my actual full opinion than first to the punch. So some games I'm able to review and play quickly, others take more time, and it is what it is. Petrified. I thought his last name was Harris for the longest time until you pointed to Jesse messed it up. Yeah, it's not Austin Harris, it's Austin Harrison. Sebastian, talking about King's Dilemma, any info on the upcoming Queen's Dilemma? I have none whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
None.
Brian Winston, I bring Bunny Kingdom out for gamers. Yeah, I agree with you, Brian. Bunny Kingdom is fantastic. Have you played Bunny Kingdom?
No, I've been very interested because that's yellow, right?
That's one that Rena loves.
It's by yellow.
Yes, it is. It's
That's
so
what I'm
much
very
fun.
interested in.
It's so much. You like drafting, right? Ooh, Bunny Kingdom. Okay, cool. We'll talk.
That's one I just never picked up.
Successful Geek. I'm so sad about Soulforge quality. Oh yeah. We talked about this in the car ride home. Soulforge is a game that I like. I like the game a lot. The components feel like it's a prototype. Like to the point that you had your copy that you were going to show me when we traveled, and I was like, I thought that was still a prototype.
I think that the new ones are different.
To the
I
point,
think it was.
But you see, you're not even sure. That's
Well,
the point.
he said it. I haven't looked
Oh.
at I didn't look at what.
I like the game. I recommend the game. The components are garbage. Hot garbage. Eric SM, for those who don't know what PAX Unplugged is, what's the convention like?
So it. I don't know how to describe it without comparing it to other conventions. It's a. Am I describing what a convention is?
Sure.
Go for it.
In my opinion, there's two main genres of conventions. Not exclusively, but two main genres of conventions. There's sit-down and play conventions like BGG Con, Dice Tower West, things like that, where the main focus is sitting down and playing games for multiple days straight, and they'll have occasional shows and live shows, and they'll have some vendors, but the focus is more sitting down and playing games. Then there's exhibitor-based conventions, in which you're wandering in the hall, wandering and seeing all the newest games, seeing the exhibitors, seeing all the companies you know, or as many companies as you can, and those are the two main genres. There are exceptions as well, like WSBG is going to be a total exception to both those, but for the most part, they fall into those genres. PAX Unplugged, Origins, and Gen Con in the US are the ones that fall into the exhibitor-based conventions, and so PAX Unplugged is like that.
There is a lot of sit down and play though at PAX Unplugged, especially
Always,
more than what I feel like we saw at Gen Con for what was available. So PAX has libraries. I'm sure the other cons maybe do too, but PAX Unplugged has its own game library where you can rent and play games. That I do that often to test games before I buy them. And PAX also has, and again the other ones might, but for what PAX shines with, they also have panels, which are some of my favorite things to go and see. And PAX Unplugged has learn and plays. So I actually taught a learn and play last year where I taught Ascension and Seven Wonders.
Duel?
No, Architects. And we, as the board vendors, like we had a group of like 70 people where we taught the whole game. They got to learn it. Some people got to take copies home. So if you guys are at PAX Unplugged, I will be doing the learn and play again. I'm not sure what time I'm doing it or what the game will be, but I will be teaching a game and hopefully giving copies away.
Cool. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So there's a lot of like learning
good to know.
and that kind of stuff, and not just exhibitor based.
Successful Geek, what would it take for you to attend a convention that's just about playing and less news, or a fun convention just not worth it for influencers? That's I like the question, but genuinely, a smiley face aside, that's a reasonable question. So on my end, and your answer might be different, I don't know. On my end, as a baseline, as an influencer, as a YouTuber, there is both a fun-based reason and a my job-based reason to go to a more exhibitor-based convention. Whereas when you go to a sit-down and play convention, there's still both, but it definitely lowers the fun is just as high, but the the benefit to my job is a little bit less. And so it is a lower priority for me, especially since I'm already going to multiple conventions every single year. That said, what would it take, really my kids just getting a little older. Every time I leave home right now, my youngest is a handful still to my wife, and I am mindful of how often I leave home. And so I try to balance around. It's a weird balance too, because it's like, hey honey, I'm leaving for work, but I'm also going to have a blast for 4 days. So it's like a weird balance. Like it's fun and it's work at the same time. But the answer is I do plan on going to many of these. I'd love to go to more of the Dice Tower. I'd love to go to BGCon. But I don't know when the first one will be, but I would imagine it will definitely enter my rotation as time goes on.
And I would say for me, now that I have a little bit more free time, I would love to get back into competitive play again. That's something that I used to do that I really, really loved, and that's kind of the same feel that I would love to start going to tournaments again, and I don't think I would be really covering that unless I just, like, post because I have my cards in front of me or something, but... I'd love to do competitive play more.
We are going to wrap up soon, just a heads up. We have plenty of things on our schedule today. But, Omega Rocker, I'm watching older content. I'm curious what turned you off Bloodborne. Nothing turned me off Bloodborne other than playing it. I played Bloodborne, and I was like, hey, this is it looks like a very brutal experience that is similar to the video game, to give it credit. It felt like the video game, but I didn't like the video game. So honestly, the biggest complaint I have against it is that they made it true to the video game and the feeling it gave. And that's not the game I was looking for, which is my bad. I thought the board game would be different. It's not, no fault in them. It's well rated. It's well liked. Not for me. There's other games I'd rather play in that genre. Joker, yes. Any thoughts on the Board Game Geek Marketplace closing down, both classic and beta? My mind was blown. I still plan on reaching out to them to ask. Like, I want to do an interview with them if they're willing. I think it's like the new one shutting down was a big deal, and the old one shutting down on top of that, my mind absolutely blown. Absolutely blown. Saipon, what non-Kickstarter games are you looking forward to be released later this year or early 2023?
I don't know. Non-Kickstarter?
Yeah. Well, Hotbox Storm was a Kickstarter, so I don't know if it counts. Lots of games. Brian Winston, you sound both do Dice Tower. You should both do Dice Tower East and live stream games all day. Oh, that's not the craziest concept.
Yeah.
Zach Mayo, can a board game content creator cover just one game or series and be successful? Definitely see it in video game and end of YouTube, but seems like it could be tough for board games. So the answer I have is probably not. And I think it's because of the size of the largest board game versus the size of the largest video game. Meaning the largest video games are things like Minecraft, or you have like Call of Duty streams, or you have any number of these games, Fortnite, and they're huge, huge, huge single titles. We don't have something that size in the board game space for you to really do that. Obviously, Gloomhaven would be the closest pick. Picking a Gloomhaven and trying to make a channel devoted to Gloomhaven, I just don't think you'd have enough content to be fully successful. It's a very longer conversation.
Doesn't sound like a bad idea.
It's not. I just don't think it's functional. Well, you want to do it. You want to do it. Allison Burrow, what player count would you prefer Bunny Kingdom? 3 players. 3 to me is my go-to the point that I try to avoid it at 4. I find 4 is a little more crowded and doesn't feel as rewarding to the player, and 2 is not crowded enough. So for me, I will play Bunny Kingdom at 4. I don't play it at 2. 3 is my strong preference. Saipon, if I may answer as well, Unconscious Mind, okay. Brian Winston, I just want the games Meg. No vendors required. Saipon, that 2-line stuff. The 2-line stuff you said about conventions and categorize them, you definitely should make a video on it when they happen, what they focus on, accommodation, cost, experience.
We could do that together, because we do a lot of conventions.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Let's add it to our list of things that we'll never get to. Petrified. Devin said that One Sharp Joe might be working on a Marvel United Storage solution. Thoughts? Well, the thoughts are, I know he's working on a Marvel United Storage solution, and I'll let you know when I get it, and talk about it from there. North of 60 Gaming. Thanks, Professor Meg and Alex. I have to run as I'm listening while working. I have to run off the day full of meetings. Great job. Wish I could listen for the whole time. We're about to wrap up. You're not missing much.
I like that I'm Professor Meg and you're just Alex.
That's reasonable.
I like it.
Well, the thing is, this is actually a fun fact. You don't know what I'm going to say, do you?
No.
Okay, so in my phone, for the longest time, I had you as Professor Meg. Because you're Professor Meg. And I had you as Professor Meg. And like, I don't know, I think when I visited you, you're like, you have me as Professor Meg? And I was like, yeah? And I changed it. Now it's just Meg. But I was like, for a long time, you're just Professor Meg. Done. Anyone who played it, can my year-old play Bunny Kingdom? I'm assuming there's a missing number there, because your year-old cannot play Bunny Kingdom.
Yeah.
Maybe
my blank-year-old?
Can my 7-year-old, 8-year-old, 9-year-old, I don't know.
She plays Catan, so she's not one.
She's not one. If she plays Catan, I think she can pick up Bunny Kingdom. It's a little bit more, but I think it's doable. Sebastian Billingle, how old? Does she count those games? Yeah, okay, great. Joe White, Bunny Kingdom expansion makes the 4 play much better. I agree with you, Joe, but I still prefer it at 3. Food Flights, hey Alex, I want to thank you for the direct expansion preview. We were day 1 Dacker because you love DR, but your preview helped us manage our expectations with regards to what to expect. Happy to help with that. Allison Burrow, have a great day. Allison, it's so nice to see you at Gen Con. We need to hang out more. We'll visit more.
Yeah, we'll plan extra time.
Food Flights, hey, Meganator. Meganator? That's not your name. Megatron.
It sure can.
Megalodon.
Megalodon is my friend nickname.
Gary Nicholson, could you recommend a 6-player non-party game? A 6-player non-party
Arkham
game.
Horror.
I would not
I
do
actually,
Arkham Horror with 6.
Shout out to the Board Vendors.
Planet Unknown. Planet Unknown. Go back to you.
Planet Unknown. Shout out to the Board Vendors. I do a group with them, and we have a video on games for, I believe, 6 to 8 players, and most of them are not party games.
Yeah.
Sushi Go.
That's a good one.
Great drafting game that's not party.
7 Wonders. Solid game.
Yeah. There's quite a few.
Technically. Yeah.
But Arkham Horror.
Unfathomable. You would play Arkham Horror with 6? I can't imagine.
If I'm running everything, yes.
I can't
so
imagine.
Fun.
Oh my gosh. I'll do this one last question. Donald Brill. Hey Alex, we happy to know your reviews of Too Many Bones, what sold me at my group and finally picking it up. Very excited. Thank you both for the time. Donald, so fun fact here. When someone says that I sold them on a game, I actually get nervous, not excited, until they follow it up with, and we played it and loved it. Because then there's like a degree of obligation. Like, my goal isn't to sell anyone anything. My goal is to give you a game you love. And if you get a game because I'm excited about it and you're like, it's not for me, I'm like, I'm so sorry I let you down. Next time I'll do better, I promise. So yeah. It feels that way. There's obligation. It's like I bought a game based on your review and it didn't work for me. And I feel, obviously it's not my fault. Right. My job is to give a review. But like, there's a degree of obligation. Like, I want you to have games that match. But yeah.
I think you're also very conscious sometimes, even when you like a game, to be like, but these are all the reasons why you might not.
Yes, very intentionally.
So, you try.
Yeah, I try.
Just try a little harder.
Try a little harder. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you so much for dropping by. Next week's thumbnail with Professor Meg, just a heads up, does not actually have Professor Meg in the video, because I'm just trying to get people into the video. 2 weeks after that might be, or 3 weeks, or 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks.
The week after next week.
Wow.
So you guys can skip next week.
Wow. We have to set up your place, because we need to do stuff there too. Anyways, that's basically it. We're going to call this a wraps. Meg, if you want to go ahead and tap the top right button over there, that'll end the stream. That's the one.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day.